really happy to see you all here, and I appreciate your presence. And as you can understand, these days, COVID is being something very lethal, and the situations are highly alarming. And I expect that everybody of us, I want to believe that everybody of us are sailing on the safe cloud, isn't it? And because of this technology today, we all are able to connect to this web net on air, right? So, this is Sapna Tehreik, and today I'm going to speak to you about speech improvement. Okay, so today, as I say, the scope for today's topic will be speech improvement, which is going to cover certain areas as I've thought of. See, this is, if you would say that, ma'am, where would I see it in the syllabi? All right, this is not a dedicated syllabi, but I believe that pronunciation is today a very important aspect of communication. I hope you all also understand this and realize this, right? So, what I'm wanting to tell you here is, first of all, foremost, what you all do is, you all just have a notepad along with you and pen down the questions or queries that you would want to ask me in your post this class. Okay, so as I've given the general instructions in your this groups, please follow those instructions, and your group CR shall report to me for your queries, and I shall, respond to them with the best possible medium. Maybe your next class I can do upon your queries if you happen to ask any of them to me, right? So, to be able to start, as I say, to communicate pleasantly, pronunciation is an important aspect, right? So let me just go with a very quick review, and I'm going to speak to you about three things. One is communication, A is communication, B is the speech, and C is pronunciation, which of course is the dedicated topic for today, right? So, as I say, what is communication to us? So, what is communication? Communication is the flow of information amongst the speaker and the audiences in which both, both impart, participate, and share information, right? This is referred to as communication, and as a process, the information has to be concise and it has to be correct. This is defined as communication, right? So, therefore, post this, we will try and understand pronunciation as an important factor responsible for selling or excelling in delivering speeches, right? So I've spoken to you about communication, which is flow of information, and next is what are speeches, okay? So I hope you realize this knowingly, or sometimes surprisingly, we might someday will have to address to any type of gathering, isn't it? Be it a formal gathering or informal gathering, and there we have to speak or address the gathering in an appealing and appropriate manner, okay? And it has to be meaningful on as well, right? So what I want to tell you here is, in manner to be able to communicate these speeches efficiently, effectively, and say immaculately, what you need to know is how to pronounce, right? With these set parameters and certain guidelines, one very basic requirement of communication is to be able to pronounce effectively, right? Hence, I hope for now you please understand, or you please see these three things, that is communication, speech, and pronunciation. For so students, the topic for today is a speech improvement, and here I'm going to talk to you about, and or I'm sharing this PPT, and by the end of this PPT, you all will be able to, have a little knowledge, and you will be able to acquire certain skill set to be able to pronounce, right? And also sharing its definition, importance. There could be certain benefits and issues, right? And also, while we are learning pronunciation, there are two levels that I'm going to be talking to you about, and them are segmental and supra-segmental levels. And this I'm going to discuss with you all with the help of certain connective drill exercises, right? So if you all, with your all prior permission, let me please, I take this advantage of sharing this PPT and talking to you about pronunciation. So the very first thing that we do in pronunciation is these speech sounds. As you can see on your screen, right, there are certain alphabets that are, that are popping up. What you're supposed to do, this is a DIY, this is an exercise which you'll have to do it by yourself, okay? And what you're supposed to do here is, you can see on the screen, you can see these alphabets, right? As in with the, either you have one alphabet or you have two alphabets together. They're called as diphthong. They're called as diphthong, D-I-P-H-T-H-O-N-G-S, diphthongs. When you have two vowels coming together and then you pronounce them long. Okay, say for example, toe, T-O-E. So it becomes one, toe, like that. I'm talking to you. Okay, so coming on to this, as you can see, this approaching exercise, what you're supposed to do here is you're supposed to, with these alphabets, expressions, you have to articulate them. There has to be, what is articulation here? It is a clear and a distinctive sound of an alphabet. Okay, so alphabets, I'm sure you've heard something which is called phonetics and something which is called phoneme. Okay, so what are these phonetics? These are clear, what are these phonetics? Phonetics, it's actually a study of these alphabets, how these sounds will be produced, how effective they will be. All of this is phonetics. And what is a phoneme? Phoneme is the smallest unit of this sound process or this sound theory. Okay, so say for example, it is the sound of alphabet N will be N. The sound of alphabet M will be M. So this is a phoneme, and how you're able to listen to these sounds, they're referred as phonetics, right? So now I'm going to help you here. What you're supposed to do in your exercises is you like Google search these words, state them resoundingly. Okay, whenever you state them, speak them aloud, do it, blaringly, speak it up in the high voice, and you try and create your muscle memory. That means whenever you speak these words or whenever you utter these words, it should be obvious that they sound which you are able to hear and reciprocate to or reciprocate through. It should be, similar. Say, for example, E says I says E, something like this. Okay. So when you like Google search these words, then acknowledge the mouth, teeth, and tongue. Three things: mouth, tongue, and three tongues, independent expression while you recite all of these words aloud. All right, I'll do this. I'll just do it with one example with all of you. Say, for example, V for Victor. How you do it? As I say, for V for Victor, what you do is you bite your lower lip and then you pronounce. Say, example, Victor, Victor. For W, what you do is you encircle your mouth, say like W for whiskey, right? World, watch, something like this, right? So what you do is you Google search these words and then you happen to, create a muscle memory, and then you coherent them, join them together, club them together for particular words and try and pronounce them in that manner. I'm sure it is going to help you a lot. And I believe, you have to have these practice endeavors or sessions for yourself. This is something which will, help you in your near future, So Coming on to our next slide, moving on to our next slide, which is pronunciation and accent. Here, I would want to define the definitions for pronunciation and accent to everybody of you. Okay, so what is pronunciation? Pronunciation is, yes, Parikshit, I'm audible to you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what pronunciation is? Pronunciation is majorly how you produce a sound and what type of sound you're producing. Okay, that is pronunciation. Now this pronunciation is divided into, it has two elements into it. First element is comprehensibility and second element is intelligibility. Comprehensibility, let me restate it. Comprehensibility and intelligibility. What is comprehensibility? Comprehensibility is, see, there are two people or there are, multiple people who are trying to communicate amongst themselves. In that case, whatever you speak, it should be understood by the other person to whom you're communicating, and what the other person is communicating to you or me, that I should understand. So it is actually a phenomena where you need to, you understand and you want to be understood. That is defined as comprehensibility. Okay, so now next, coming on to this latter, which is intelligibility. What is intelligibility? Intelligibility is actually the ability to understand the sounds. So for example, if I say, as I said, that intelligibility is about how this is your ability, how fast you can, acquire a muscle memory to produce a certain sound. Say, for example, as I said, that for alphabet M, the sound is M. So how quickly you get that and how quickly you're able to interpret, or you're able to implement or execute whenever you're pronouncing any of your communications to any of your colleagues, friends, office, wherever, right? So next to it is accent, which is in a short term, I'll try to tell you what accent is. Accent is a language, it is a distinctive way of pronouncing a language, right? And with respect to, it says that English, as it is difficult to understand the intelligible sounds than a speech with lexical and grammatical errors. What do we understand here? Lexical errors, or what is lexicality? It is vocabulary of sounds. So I want to tell you all this specifically, that rough tune your pronunciations, like choose easy this vocabulary, speak slowly, speak clearly, and then have these structured sentences. Whenever you happen to appear for your in future for multiple interviews you will be appearing for, have everything, just write down everything, just speak it out to yourself. This is how it is going to help you improve your communication, right? Coming on to this next slide, which is about the importance and the benefits of communication. As you can see towards your left, benefit, where this column of benefits, I've put certain question marks. Okay, this is something that I want you to do. Okay, I want you to do what what benefits you're going to acquire once you're able to go through these drill exercises. Once you're through with this presentation, how you're going to implement and how you're going to execute from henceforth. After post this class, I would want you to practice or go through these connective drills. I'm sure it's going to help you a lot. Rest depends upon how frequent you're with your practices, right? So there are certain things when I say what is the importance of this pronunciation. Sabse pehle, the most important thing which I believe is that because we are not the native these speakers We are the non-native English speakers. Okay, we were actually levied, or the English was technically, someday it was imposed on us, and finally now we find it proud factor to be able to communicate in this language, English. Okay, so here it is like, you need to help your groups, you need to help your peers, to, because everybody on initial stage have these embarrassments for poor pronunciations, right? So please listen to them and help them up. I believe it is important. You will be able to empathize with people or with your peer. Then, since we are non-native English speakers, okay, we may not have as dedicated as the English people or American people, Australian people, because this is their mother tongue. Our mother tongue is Hindi. So because it is our official language, and also, to be able to, it's good that you have an extra knowledge of, multiple, these, what do I say, languages, isn't it? So you will be able to, how it is important, you will be able to understand and hear intonations and sound patterns. What is intonation? Intonation is actually, the pitch, the voice, the highs and lows, which, which come across during these, what do I say, which come across while you're like pronouncing any, communicating to your, amongst yourselves, or in your classes, or maybe in future, in maybe the organization that you're in. And also, what is important, you decipher the underlying meaning. You'll be able to understand what is communication, its comprehensibility, its intelligibility. Why I'm doing this, why I'm specifically trying to tell you all of this, because see, if you understand its issues and how would you want to address these issues, it will be easier for you to put forward. You'll be a step ahead when you understand, okay, these are your weaknesses and you're supposed to work upon these weaknesses and strengthen them further, right? So there are certain pronunciation issues that come across us every now and then. So one, I've already spoken to you about, that is your native language transfers, which says, what is this, because we are Indians, right? So tomorrow, for our job purposes majorly, or for our leisure business purposes, we move abroad to certain places. Okay, so there is maybe a little bit of apprehension, but I don't say that it is not achievable. It is achievable, but lots of comprehension and lots of hard work has to be put into it, right? Then comes is your learning motion and motivation and aptitude. I'm sure we all are motivated, because yes, English is important for us to be able to communicate. It is widely spoken, and it is widely spoken with multiple, these genome of people. And also its aptitude here is with reference to the ability, the things that that comes naturally to you, that is defined as ability. Accent identity, there could be certain people around you, who emphasize on their particular accent because of their cultural identity. They could say, okay, I speak color, I don't say color, COLOUR, because it is British English. And if I say COLOR, it is American English, Australian English, and then we have this Dutch English. Dutch are those people who come from Germany or Netherlands. Okay. Then coming on to this next is your fossilized, coming on to your, as I was speaking to you about the issues, coming on to this next issue, which is your fossilized errors. What are these fossilized errors? Say, for example, I keep on repeatedly telling you all that it is not executive, it is executive. So what we do is, irrespective of how hard I tell you that please hotel mat bolo, pronounce it as hotel. This is a very small and a simple example. What we do, we again and again, we are not able to correct. Those are referred as fossilized errors, and no matter what they are told and how you try, to however I may be able to, try and help you out, please pronounce it as executive. It's not behind, it's behind. It's not beneath, it's beneath. Okay, so these are fossilized error. These are certain issues. Then speech impediments. These are certain impediments are majorly the obstructions, okay, or these are the defects that come across while you're communicating. There could be certain people who stammer, haklana जिसे हम बुलाते हैं, slips. जब आप sh को क्या बुलाते हो? Sir बुलाते हो. Lisping. It's called lisping. Okay. Say for example, if you have to pronounce thick, you won't be able to pronounce thick because what you do is the th sound, th, the th sound, it becomes what it becomes. It becomes sir. And if you have to say this, we say this. In that this, you won't be able to say it. The th sound will become z, sadi, and all like that. Okay. So, and of course, an issue is our past language or the learning environment we've been grown up, and our educational approach, how it had been throughout. Our cultural context has got very major role to play into it, and our hands-on learning, maybe we do not put those much of efforts that we should have been doing by this all of this. Next is to understand how to address these issues. One is like exposure to your coming on to this next slide, which is about addressing the issues. This is like accent exposure. So what do we do with this? In this accent exposure is, you should listen to these news readers, or you should go to these interviews, listen to these interviews or talks, okay, for multiple accent people. The Australian accent, what could be the British accent. I personally prefer British accent, and I would also advise you to go by this accent, right? So as I've told you, accent, what is accent? Accent is how a particular language will sound, or how a particular language will, how you're supposed to speak it. That is called accent. I've told you before also. So if I may have your kind attention, I'm telling you to have multiple accent exposure, rough tune your speech. What does this rough tuning of speech means? Rough tuning of speech is comprehensibility, or comprehending any speech by easy vocabulary, speak clearly, and have these structured sentences. Making mistakes, it's a part of learning process. You can exploit your learning to the areas of your improvement. Go through your this body posturing, facial expressions, as majorly I've told you yesterday. I've given you a general instruction where I told you, please come studying body languages. Okay. And also before this, I spoke to you about your muscle memory. What is this muscle memory? You reproduce a particular movement without a continuous thought. Okay. So say for example, tomorrow, if you have to pronounce thank you, you'll say thank you. Thank you. In this, what you do is the tip of the tongue is being touched with the upper palate of your mouth. Like this, you take out your tongue and touch it with the upper palate of your mouth. Thank you. Thank you. And then eventually it is the mechanics of the articulation. Mechanics is the lip shape, the tongue, the jaw, how where they have to be relaxed and where they want to be not relaxed. I've given you in your first, immediately as I begin with this PPT, I've spoken to you about this, what do I say, about those exercise, a drill exercise that I have given to you. That was a DIY, which you would do by yourself, and I'm sure it's going to be of great help. Now, this is this most important level. Ladies and gentlemen, dear students, I'll be taking your attendance post I'm through with my PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so learning pronunciation, there are two levels which are supposed to be taken into consideration while you learn your pronunciation. A is segmental level and B is supra-segmental level. What do I say? Segmental level and supra-segmental level. What is the segmental level? It is actually, I would say, you need to understand the phoneme. Phoneme is the individual sound of a word. Say like n, N says n, M says m. Okay, Y says year. So it's not ears, it's years, year, right? Vowels, flow of air, Okay, flow of air from the lungs is not blocked. Those words are referred to as vowels. Say, for example, I would, you just try and do it, say A, I, O, U. You please just try and pronounce it. And what you'll understand, whenever you're pronouncing this, the flow of air is not blocked. So them are called vowels. And opposite to this, vice versa, consonant cluster. What are consonants? When the flow of air is blocked, them are referred as consonants. Apart from the vowels, whatever alphabets we have, them are referred as consonant. And I like to inform you that we have, in particular, we do have 26 alphabet, but the phoneme is considered to be 44 because then you have these combination of consonants, you have diphthongs, as I've told you, what is a consonant cluster? TCH voice, like watch, CH, chair, sure says, SH says sure, see, she, BR, brain, okay? Diphthongs, two vowel sounds coming together, and then the pronunciation has to be elongated. Excuse me, please. Okay, there are certain pronunciation techniques which are going to help you through this, and them are, please, these pronunciation techniques are mechanical reproduction. As I've told you earlier, what is this mechanical reproduction? It is, just go to this slide. Reproduction is your shape of your lips, tongue, jaw, okay? Then we have these tongue twisters. Like Betty bought some butter, but the butter was different, but the butter was bitter. Right. So now you understand three things. Betty is a girl, butter is something which is edible. Okay. Betty bought some butter, but the butter was bitter. Bitter is a taste of a particular, this edible thing which I'm talking to you here about. Okay. So what techniques can help you in pronunciation is these songs, poems, listening discrimination. Listening discrimination is like, say, जब आप कभी कभार बोलते हो, मैम आपने ban बोला है या van बोला है, so you should be able to distinguish between b and v sounds, right? Speaking and listening groups, voiced and voiceless. I believe all of them, all of the above are clear to you, because they are easy to understand. I'll speak to you about this, the one you can see in this red color, which is voiced versus voiceless. What is this voice? Voice, I'll do this F and V sound with you. Okay, say F for fat, V, bat, So K sounds C, and I've given a description of the same. You just go through this, you'll be able to understand and differentiate. Right. Then in this slide, everybody of you, I'm half the way through my presentation, and here, what is this? I've given you a link of a slide share, where you can, just go through it and read it. It is a manner of articulation sounds in English, how these sounds are produced, what is the sound of particular alphabet. That would be your articulation. So please just go through this. I'm sure it's going to help you. So there are certain pronunciation learning aids and ideas. Ideas are preferably using of the internet, boards, mirrors, speakers. Try and stand in front of them, record your voice and just hear what you've, what you've spoken to, where you need to correct yourself, and repetitive these exercises. I'm sure they're going to improve a lot. So contrast vowels like pan versus ten, tan, ten. Contrast consonant, thick, sick. Okay, so I'm doing certain examples with you. Bit, beat, beat, tan, ten, tan, pool, pull. So just do certain exercises. John bit the dog, John beats the dog. Okay, so towards your right hand side, tongue twister, they are DIY for you. Just try and practice them. Voiced versus this voiceless. Vibration in the throat. Say b, g. The sound for B is b. The sound for G is g. sound for L is L, right? So if you like produce, when them are referred as vibration in throat, okay? And then voiceless like F, C, P, K, SH, like sure sound, TCH, watch. So help and compare them. These are certain descriptive analysis and practices and control practices, guided practices and communicative practices, which we would follow through the presentation. Say like fail, say F sound and V sound, voiceless and voiced. Voiced was like sound which is coming out of the, you know, as I said it, what vibration in the throat for voice sounds. Well, Wes, I carry flowers in my van. Mr. Ford, F, voiceless, votes on bills. Friday is a very special day. Very, V. Feel free, F sounds to drive Virginia's and Bob's van. Okay, then I have given you a certain discrimination and a dictation. So please, a partner dictation, I'm sure you can practice it by yourself. I have a fancy vase full of violet flowers for my new very special lover. Okay. Okay, pronunciation, there are certain rules for regular past tenses because tenses are important. As you can see, when a regular verb ends with voiced sound, the ed end is changed with D. See, voiced D in between of this column, say love, loved, enjoy, enjoyed, open, opened. Okay, and with the regular verb ends with the unvoiced sound, the ed is pronounced as T. जैसे हम बोलते हैं ना fixed, अब वो pronunciation में क्या सुनाई देता है, T सुनाई देता है, but वो it is ed. Okay, ed, fix, ed, fixed, but how it is supposed to be pronounced? Fixed, kissed, worked, danced. Okay, and then is ed, which is changed to id, like waited, ed. T and D becomes it, waited, decided, like this. Then I have these short and long, short, like short eyes and long, short eyes, like and long e's, like say ship, sheep, pit, feed, chip, chip, cheap, red, see, chip, chip, pitch, feet, red, peach. Elsflow.com, you can refer to the website and just get it done. Okay, coming on to your this demonstration, there are like particular ways which I've like spoken to you about. Did she go to Paris last week? No, she went to Paris last week. You know, there are, this is something that I would want to do. This is something that I want to do, that, you know, meanings can depend upon the context. Okay, did she go to Paris last week? No, she went to Paris last week. Is Sue going to Paris? No, she went to Paris last week. Did Sue go to Rome last week? No, she went to Paris last week. Did she go last year? No, she went Paris last week. Okay, so depending upon the context, you know, the similar sentences, how you pronounce can bring them to different sounds. Okay, or different meanings, I would want to say. So this is a let's practice session which you must go through, and I'm sure if you once will go through, you'll be able to understand this. I'm going to you can go through this YouTube channel and you can follow it up from there as well. Okay, now learning pronunciation, as I've told you earlier, that there are like two phases. There are like to learn pronunciation, you have to take care of segmental and suprasegmental. Segmental was your phonemes, phonetic sounds, and all of this. Coming on to your suprasegmental, which is your pitch, sound, stress, rhythm, melody, and intonation, which you create while you're pronouncing, or by, you know, these are the sounds which are being created while you're, you know, you're communicating. Okay, so here I have a DIY script. So what you can do is you can Google down certain DIY, do yourself scripts, pair works, recorded dialogue, speaking and listening groups. You know, you can just storytelling, poems and ballads, just go through them. I have a partner dialogue here. Hi, how are you? Fine, thank you. And you? Just great. So what you've been doing lately? Oh, not much. So just go through this partner dialogue, try and pronounce it. I'm sure it's going to help you. elseflow.com will also help you. Intonation dialogue scenarios. Here I've given you 8 scenarios. Just try and write down these dialogues for yourself in your rough notebook and practice them. I'm sure this is going to help you a lot. Yes, sir. Yes. Okay, with this, students, I will just give me a moment. Here are your pronunciation resources which you can refer to. Okay, and by this I'm through with my PPT, where I've spoken to you about speeches, communication, and the most important of all, the speech improvement can be done by pronunciation. I'm sure it's going to be of a little help to you, and rest of it has to be your practice sessions that you have to put through your work. All right, so now you just allow me to take care of your attendances. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'll take your attendance. Students, there's one little small information that I want to give you, and that information is, please just go through this pronunciation aspect. I'm sure you all are generation next, and you know, this is something which is going to help you to achieve your future endeavors, right? So, okay. Wait a minute. Just few more minutes, students. Meanwhile, I just take your attendances. Just give me a few more minutes. Let me mark your attendances. 3 more to go. Be a little patient with me. 2 more to go. Expect your patience, students. Screen control V. Last one. Have most of you all left? I wonder. I cannot see your video, students. I need to print the screen. Come up, please. Pop up, please. Students, pop up, please. Parikshit. Now, good day, students. I hope you, and I expect that you might have had some little learning from the class, and now you can leave my class and carry on for your next class. Thank you. Good night, and shall see you next Wednesdays.